uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too, welcome back to the channel. I'm Bushker, and today we're going to be doing a video sponsored by PUBG Mobile, which is Final Circle Secrets. And this is about a lot of things. There is a real propensity on YouTube for us to make videos that list the 3 secrets, or you know, a list of numbers that tell you the 100% certain way of doing things. And Final Circle is just, there's good things and bad things to do in Final Circle, but there is so much about Final Circle that is, you know, grit and grind and surviving and getting through and, you know, getting behind a car when the time is right and doing damage on the edges of smokes and blowing the tires off the UAZ and just getting through to the next bit and playing defensively, playing offensively, getting to open ground, running the short side. All these things can be a little bit scary, especially when you start throwing grenades at yourself and you have to get out from behind your car quickly so you don't blow yourself up before getting back behind your car quickly so they don't blow you up. This is the life of a potato. If you're like me, then you've got a lot of work to do when it gets to Final Circle. So today we're going to talk about that. And what I really want to concentrate on is rotations. Rotations is the word or the term du jour for the pro teams. You die rotating into circles. You die from rotating too late. They make early rotations. They rotate often. All these kind of things center around the turn rotations. And Final Circle rotations is where it all gets exposed, because if you've made a wrong move in your setup and your strategy, as you approach the end game, things get dire. Things get difficult. Things get diabolical. And you can see here, I have come out of this all right because what I've done is wait for someone else to solve my problems. And then I make my rotations. So despite being in an absolutely god-awful situation at one point, because circles can pack so small and everyone sinks down into that one area, if you can just survive in these late game rotations, you can actually thrive and come through on top. One of the things you're going to see here is I often end up in situations where I'm in danger of getting knocked out. I'm low on health. I have enemies in multiple areas and enemies that I can't in fact see. But what I do have is good situational awareness, the ability to move through these rotations in a manner that allows me to be successful. And that's the case here again. I've thrown a smoke over there so that it blocks off any view of my sniper position behind the UAZ. And then I'm going to go in here and loot the guy's box that I killed on the other side of the map. Now, smoke is really important in these rotations because you don't actually have to use smoke on yourself. You can use smoke in a general direction because what it does is it blocks off line of sight. And then you can, you know, get your car and move it to the next position you want to go to and chuck another smoke that blocks off line of sight. So even though I'm in a third person match and there's lots and lots of people who can see me while they're crawling around in the grass, what I'm doing is taking what's on offer and turning it into good cover. And I'm able to do that because I'm very aware of where other people are rotating into the circle from. And this is a key point. It's not just about your position. It's about the likely position of other targets. Now, I know there's someone over there on my right-hand side. I throw that smoke. I'm not going into the smoke. What I'm doing, again, is walling off their visual, walling off their line of sight so they can't use the smoke. I see someone go down in the play zone. It's very likely it was the bloke up there that was crawling around in the grass trying to get a hold of me. Now, I'm knocking out the wheels on this car so that I can use it to lie down behind if I absolutely have to, and I'm moving back to my UAZ to grab that. While I know that there's at least one guy over here, there's probably a guy on my right, there is someone rotating into the circle now from the top of that hill, and I'm going to park the UAZ up next to this tree and do the whole thing again. And this is where you really find out about your game awareness and your rotational crispness. I've seen someone moving over there. I'm very, very conscious of the fact that he is going to be able to have a crack at me. The guy on the top of the hill is still over the other side of the crest. He can't really come down without this bloke getting stuck into him. And he's now shooting at the guy that I was shooting at. Great days for me. And again, here comes the grenades. This is so important. I'm looking at where other people are rotating into, right? I'm not just looking at how I'm rotating into the circle. And it's very, very easy if you have enough smokes to just make life difficult for them to get in contact with you. This guy's had to run into the circle. I've grinned up there while those are going off, all well and good. Then I'm going to blow this car up so that no one else can shoot the car and blow me up. And then I know that I'm pretty safe on the left. I'm going to get behind the hulk of my vehicle, get another heal off, and these are all final circle rotations. Man, you've got to be clicked into gear with this stuff. This is mayhem when it's squad on squad. Solos is a lot more controllable as an engagement type. Again, here comes the smoke. I'm blocking off line of sight to that guy over there, and I'm blocking off line of sight to that guy over there, so that when the circle rotates down, I can actually move into it comfortably. And there he is. We got a lucky look at him. He was moving into the circle. He was refusing to stand up. And I can't tell you how often this happens. If you're in TPP and you're determined to snake and there is someone with an overlook on you, you should be aware that you are in serious, serious peril of getting wrecked. It's absolutely redonkulous that people refuse to stand up. It gives away so much of the game. Now I want to talk about people who completely fail to rotate. And this is just as important as making bad rotations. You're going to see here, I'm going to take this second to last guy out, the penultimate competitor. There is someone on my left. There he is. I'm aware that there is someone else. Great. Got the direction. I hit a heal immediately. He's north, somewhere about north 60, north 30, between those 2 points. I'm looking, can I get a seal on it? No. That's great. I'm very, very much on board with the proactive idea. So what I'm assuming here is that this guy is going to be camping that last spot. He feels like he's comfortable there. It's his part of the circle. What he wants to do is own it, own that one space, and force me into a gunfight where I make a mistake. So obviously, if he's going to sit still, I'm not going to sit still. I'm going to move. I'm going to shake my funky thing, and I'm going to engage him. This is the best part of Final Circle, where it's a one, and I've shown you a lot of engagements so far where there's a lot of people involved. This is when it's one-on-one. You really get an opportunity to outthink your opponent. The interesting thing here is he has given away his position, and then he's not moved. And by rotating around, just simply rotating around, I'm going to get a clear side shot on this guy, and that's the game. Because if you are stationary, you allow your opponent to dictate that. And if you've got a safe rotation to make, you should make it. This is another one-on-one situation. The guy is on top of the hill between Rojok and Skull, okay? He's got I think it's an M24 up there. He's in a ghillie suit. It might even be an Orm. And he's got an overlook on me that's absolutely clutch. We're trading shots here, and I'm using smoke. I want to get up there and engage him. I move to the smoke. I'm going to get my heal off. Full heal, absolutely, a full heal. I'm constantly moving here, and I'm using smoke so often here. I've only got one smoke left. That's why if I had 2 or 3, I would have pulled one much earlier than this. And I want to get under this edge to the trees. And this is really interesting because you saw the last game, the guy didn't rotate. This time, this guy is absolutely going to rotate down. But I'm trying to stay far enough away from him that if he does rotate down, I'm going to come up on him. And I feel like I back myself with the squad wiper in these CQC engagements. So force him off the top of the hill with the grenades, and then rotate up to the high ground and get another look down and see him lower than me, caught out in the open, and we get the kill and eventually get the dinner. Rotation is the key. When to rotate, when not to rotate is so situation dependent. How many people are against you? What kind of loadout do you have? What kind of terrain is around you? But if you have a safe movement that you can make that will give you an advantage, make it. And make your decisions crisply. One of the big things that pro players talk about is how they rotate early and they try to get center of the map. That's not always necessary in public games, but one of the things you do need to do is start rotating earlier rather than later, because early rotations puts you in the driver's seat. And it's very easy to make a safe rotation rather than just screw around on top of a mountain. You can get to a good spot and nail the bad guys. I'm going to show you one more little clip here that I think it's worth taking a look at, because it's rotating in an open circle, which is something that, well, a relatively open circle on Sanhok. And this is really surprising because Sanhok is usually so much cover. There are 2 guys left alive. They are up on top of that ridge line. I don't know exactly where, and I can't get a good look. There's a guy somewhere up to my left as you look here on top of the ridge, and there is this guy on top of the ridge who's got me pinned. And they are both aware of where I am in the multiverse, which is pretty freaking scary. What I do here is the most important thing you can do in PUBG Mobile, and that is hard cover to hard cover. I can't tell you how often I have preached this, but when you are in desperate need and there is a relatively open circle and all you can do is go to a tree, then the tree is important, as you're going to see, or the rock is important, the smoke is important, and again, I'm using smokes less to cover and more to, I'm not sitting in the smoke, I'm using it as a wall all the time. That smoke over there is going to give anyone that's low on that area a very tough time of actually, getting hits on me. And remember, everyone who's outside the circle has to get into the circle just like you. Run the edges of it, like absolutely make the most use when you have to of the last bit of circle, because what you will find is that you will actually catch people rotating in, and that's where you can get kills. Here's the hard cover to hard cover. Watch it saves me. Full hit from an M16. Wow. How important was that hard cover, man? Like running to that tree instead of just bouldering around in the middle of an open circle. These are the final circle secrets and tips that are going to get you across the line and make you a much better human being. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to share the videos, like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and just generally be a better human being about the place. Thanks heaps for being part of a glorious community. And remember, watch the live streams. We love live streams around here. Live streams are the best. Until next time, look after yourselves and stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.